outstanding women will take the spotlight, proudly representing Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, British Virgin Islands, Dominica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is more than a pageant. It is crowning radiance, embracing unity on one unforgettable stage. Tickets available now at Bullseye Pharmacy and online via Shop DM. VIP $120, seating $80, standing $50. Don't miss the most glamorous regional showcase of the carnival season. Plus, your chance to win exciting door prize. Proudly sponsored by OECS, Pearl Dominica, the Division of Culture, A Bank, NBD, Big Edge Financing, Fine Foods Inc., Rapid Response Recovery, Bullseye Pharmacy, Rippers Construction, Flow Dominica, Sunrise Airways, and Discover Dominica Authority. Miss OECS Pageant 2026. Be there.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, the government to establish an environmental department to strengthen policy implementation and oversee land development projects. In news from the region, U.S. Secretary of State says the U.S. has no plans for further military action in Venezuela. And internationally, France backs push to put Iran's Revolutionary Guards on EU terrorism list. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow. DBS News.
Welcome back. Making the headline this evening, the government of Dominica is advancing several environmental and cultural initiatives aimed at protecting the island's natural beauty and supporting the indigenous community. That's according to Environmental Minister Kozia Frederick. The minister announced the plans to establish a dedicated environmental department to strengthen policy implementation, oversee land development projects, and address environmental issues nationwide.
Importantly also, in terms of environmental policy, we're pushing ahead with getting ready for an environmental department that's going to be push more of the policies of the government, speaking to first leaders in the country, and also speaking to how we treat with environmental issues. We have been doing some work and responding to the public about the DBS situation. The forestry department is on board. We'll be working with the developers and the contractor to have all of the mitigations aspects put in place, and to ensure that when the project is done, we do have a pristine and a wonderful space in that DBS area. And we've been pushing ahead with the NEP. We've been doing a lot of work keeping the country clean. Beautification and cleanup and maintenance is a key part of what we do. And if you drive around the country, you could see all of those works that we've been doing for the past few months. And so I want to celebrate again the work done by these hardworking people who come out every day, sun, shine, the rain, and to ensure that they play their part and keep the brand that we are so proud of intact.
Minister for the Environment, Kozia Frederick. Frederick also provided an update on the construction of a new emergency shelter within the Kalinago territory, which is progressing steadily.
In the Kalinago space, I had a meeting with the chief and the council, a very productive meeting, bridging the gap between local governance and government, central government. The Carnival Council have a few ideas. We want to expand on one of those. Just to say a little teaser that we're pushing it. We finally cementing a Kalinago Day. And we're hoping that the cabinet and the minister of government and parliament will confirm and to have an official Kalinago Day in Dominica. And so I'm happy to be part of a site visit with the chief and councillors to the new Kalinago emergency multipurpose center. Works are ongoing. And we'll see that before the end of this year that this wonderful edifice will be there for use as not just an emergency space but also as a cultural space.
Minister for the Environment, Kozia Frederick, CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams, has emphasized the importance of residents and visitors hiking national trails with a certified tour guide. Her statement follows a recent incident in which 2 Swiss visitors were reported missing on January 26 along segment 3 of the Waitikobili National Trail. On Tuesday, the visitors were successfully rescued after a coordinated search and rescue operation.
Following the successful helicopter rescue of 2 Swiss visitors along segment 3 of the Waitikobili National Trail, the Ministry of Tourism and the Discover Dominica Authority extend sincere thanks to the Forestry Division, the police, fire and ambulance services, and the dedicated volunteers whose swift response ensured a safe outcome. This incident reinforces a critical message. Hiking on Dominica's national trails is mandatory with a certified tour guide. Our trails cross rugged terrain and remote environments, and the certified guides provide essential safety oversight, navigation, and emergency support. Residents and visitors seeking certified guides are encouraged to contact Discover Dominica Authority at 255-8221 or the Forestry Division at 266-5856.
CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams. Meantime, Williams announced that the Discover Dominica Authority will host its annual tour guide training and certificate program at the Dominica State College.
In support of this mandate, Discover Dominica Authority, in collaboration with the Dominica State College, will host its annual tour guide training and certification program from April 13 to the 20th and September 14 to the 21st as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen safety standards and ensure positive experiences for all who explore Dominica.
CEO of Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams. National Coordinator of Dominica's Gospel Festival, Gloria Joseph, is optimistic that the festival on February 28th will promote Dominica as a destination for faith-based tourism. The event will showcase several international, regional, and local gospel artists and will take place at the Winter Park Sports Stadium from 5 p.m. The island's first National Gospel Festival will be held under the theme Glory in Paradise.
We expect that this festival will bring together many people of different walks of life, both in Dominica and in the communities surrounding, but as well as the diaspora, because we will have persons traveling to Dominica to enjoy this festival. Some would have been traveling before to enjoy the carnival celebrations. Some will stay on for the gospel festival, and some just to enjoy Dominica as a unique destination. And so this has been a brainchild of the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton, but this brainchild has been transferred to the faith-based communities. We would want to say Christians or persons of various denominational backgrounds. Is going to be all inclusive. So do not expect that this is something that will only be championed by evangelical Christians, but we have all of Dominica then. We're calling on all of Dominica to be engaged in this festival, positioning Dominica to developing a faith-based tourism niche offering that complements its nature-based appeal.
National Coordinator of Dominica's Gospel Festival, Gloria Joseph, speaking on Talking Tourism program on DBS Radio this morning. Director of the Miss OECS Queen Pageant, Romalda Hyacinth, says the investment into the Miss OECS Queen contestants is an investment into the future of the region. 5 participants will compete for the Miss OECS Queen title on Friday at Windsor Park Stadium.
The Miss OECS pageant is not just a competition, it is a platform. A platform for young women to amplify their voices, a platform to showcase the richness of our traditions, and a platform to remind the world that the OECS is not only a geographic space, but a community bound by resilience, pride, and hope. Through this pageant, we crown not only a queen, but ambassadors of culture, goodwill, and empowerment. We officially present to you the contestants, remarkable young women who embody the spirit of radiance and beauty. Each of them carries the dreams of an island and the pride of a people and the promise of tomorrow. We applaud them for stepping forward to represent the OECS with grace, courage, and dedication. And to the participating countries, thank you for your unwavering support and commitment. Your investment in these young women is an investment in the future of our region. Together, you have made this pageant possible, and tonight we celebrate not only the contestants, but the unity of our nations.
Director of the Miss OECS Queen Pageant, Romalda Hyacinth. DBS Radio will host a conversation with the Miss OECS contestants this evening from 7 o'clock. The police are conducting an investigation into an aggravated burglary that occurred at the Presbytery building in Belfast, Maho on the night of Sunday, January 25th. It has been reported that a quantity of cash and a Mitsubishi double cab pickup truck registration number PP364 was stolen by 4 individuals. According to a statement from the police, the vehicle was recovered the following day in a good condition in the Heights of Maho. Additionally, 2 males and 1 female have been apprehended in connection with the incident and are assisting with the investigation. During the investigation, suspected cash from the burglary was recovered from one of the suspects. However, the investigation continues. The Inland Revenue has launched a new platform to make tax filing more convenient for taxpayers. The Personal Income Tax e-filing portal allows taxpayers to file their taxes online and monitor their refund status. Assistant Comptroller at the Inland Revenue Division is Annette George Bonney.
This platform, taxpayers can register to file their taxes online. It is secure, it is faster, and it is tax made easy. Anybody will be able to understand it. The web address is efiling.ird.gov.dm, and when you go to this platform, there are tabs on there. One for registration. You register on this platform with your name and you create a password, and from there you get a confirmation email based on the email address that you gave us. And when you get this email, you confirm it, and then you proceed to fill out all your personal information. And we would like the taxpayers to know, please fill out all the information that is required of you. Your social security, your date of birth, and an email address, and even your telephone number. Please give that so that we'll have a full profile on who the taxpayer is, so that our administrative officers will approve your registration. From there, you can file your tax returns. You can file your tax returns from 2024 and the current period, 2025. With e-filing, it is so convenient. One of the things that it does, not only do you file, but you can also see your refund status online.
Assistant Comptroller at the Inland Revenue Division, Annette George Bonney. Parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Fenella Wenham Shepherd, has highlighted what she says is the expansion of the American Canadian School of Medicine at Portsmouth. The 6th White Coat ceremony of the school took place last week with 19 students receiving their white coats.
I wish to extend heartfelt congratulations to the American Canadian School of Medicine, ACSOM, on the successful hosting of its 6th White Coat ceremony. This ceremony is not only a proud moment for the students and their families, but also a moment of pride for the entire Portsmouth community. ACSOM's presence in our town continues to positively shape lives, inspire excellence, and strengthen our local institutions. To date, there are 94 students enrolled, and at the 7th White Coat, that number is expected to be a lot more. In Dean Amadi's presentation, he mentioned that already 94 new applicants have been approved for the new semester. This speaks well. It means there will be more people in the town. And this would obviously bring several benefits to Portsmouth, including increased economic activity through student and faculty residency, the use of our local services, housing, transportation, and of course, commerce.
Parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Fenella Wenham Shepherd. That's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life is pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep this going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow. DBS News.
In news from the region, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has said that the U.S. does not plan to take further military action in Venezuela, even as he defended the Donald Trump administration's recent operation that led to the capture of President Nicolas Maduro. He said the only U.S. military presence envisioned in the country would be Marine Guards at the U.S. Embassy in Caracas. Rubio said President Donald Trump acted January 3 to remove what he described as a major U.S. national security threat in the Western Hemisphere, referring to the military operation that led to the capture of Maduro. And internationally, France is to back a move led by Italy for the European Union to list Iran's Revolutionary Guards as a terrorism organization, the French presidency said, after the force was accused of taking a leading role in a deadly crackdown on protests. France supports the inclusion of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps on the European list of terrorist organizations. France had previously been hesitant to back such a move for fear it could cut all ties with Tehran. With France, Italy, and Germany now in favor, the decision is likely to be approved politically on Thursday. That's news. The DBS Evening Sports Report up next with Alian Christopher.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items solutions like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Good evening. Welcome to the DBS Evenings Sport Report. My name is Alian Christopher. We begin with some football. Dominica, they're currently taking on Belize in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 qualifiers in Nicaragua. That game there is about 19 minutes old. The scores are locked 0-0 at the moment. Dominica, remember, they previously suffered heavy defeats to the Dominican Republic and host country Nicaragua. So that game on the way in Nicaragua. Dominica 0-0 against Belize at the moment. The Belizean team have a higher percentage of the ball at the moment. We can tell you that in this group, in Group A, Dominica, they're currently in Group A. The Dominican Republic, 2 wins, they have 6 points. Nicaragua, 2 wins and 6 points. Well, Belize, the USVI, and Dominica, they have no points to their name at the moment. So that game still locked 0-0. Dominica taking on Belize. And both coaches promised a tight match, and the game lived up to the hype. But at the end of the day, it was the Castlebrooks Secondary School retaining their sports division secondary schools under 15 football title in an epic battle against the Portsmouth Secondary School in the finals at the Benjamin Park on Wednesday. The game ended goalless at the end of the first 90 minutes, and the two teams couldn't break the deadlock after the 2 periods of extra time. The Castlebrooks Secondary School, they took the match 5-4 in the penalty shootout. The Castlebrooks Secondary School's coach is Delroy Watt.
Interview, Gavin. I know it was going to be a very tight match because in the last game of the group stage, we came up against PSS, right? And that was at Dubla. And again, it was a very difficult match. We only won the match late in the game, scoring only 1 goal to win the match and come up on top in the group stage, Gavin. So I know in the finals, PSS was going to come with everything in the armory, and they did just that, Gavin. The game draw in the first half, 0-0 at the first half. We got a few chances. We were not able to convert. Second half, same thing. But I must mention the PSS players. They were a bit bigger in stature. So the duels, the 1v1 duels, they dominated that aspect of the game. However, our boys, we have that unity at Castlebrooks Secondary. You know, everybody involved, ancillary staff, principal, admin, and everybody support the sports program at Castlebrooks Secondary. I think that shows why we are not a bit successful, but we are successful at the sports division championships. And today our boys showed just that, showed courage, resilience, character, and at the end we won, even though it was at the penalty, but they fought till the very end. We had a few players missing, no injuries and so forth, and they were still able to fight through the very end. And for that, we must commend the players for that. That's very commendable to see that, you know, they play out through pain. And at the end, it paid off. We emerged victorious, champions of the U15 category, sports division, Gavin.
Castlebrooks Secondary School coach Delroy Watt. The Dominica State College enjoyed a good outing today as action continued in the secondary school's volleyball under-20 competition. The Dominica State College, they beat the Wesley High School 3-love. The set scores, they were 25-12, 25-11, and 25-10. In the boys category, the Dominica State College boys kept the same spirit and defeated the St. Mary's 3-0. That's the set scores were 25-23, 25-12, and 25-21. So the Dominica State College boys beating the St. Mary's Academy 3-0. Meanwhile, in netball action, Convent High School won over the NECSB 18-2 in the under-16 division. Chloe Gregoire got 11 from 22 tries, and Amira Eustace, that's 7 from 13 tries for the Convent High School. For the Northeast Comprehensive School, Denisha Dublin and Shadisha Walsh won basket each. In the under-20 division, Convent High School were again victorious over the Northeast Comprehensive School. Convent High School won 33-28. Knowles Didier had 20 from 27 and Chloe Gregoire 21. For Northeast Comprehensive, Adhari Samuel had 20 from 35 and Kadeen Wilkerson 8 from 18. Back to some football. The National Bank Primary School Sports Division football program returns this week, with that competition set to get underway on Thursday. 42 primary schools will participate in this year's championship, which will see competition in the Boys Division 1 Championship, the Girls Championship and the Boys Development Division. The competition will get underway with an opening ceremony at the Newtown Savannah on Thursday morning. Then the football action gets underway with action in the Valley Central Zone. The Baroness Patricia Scotland Thibault Penville Combined Primary School are the defending boys champions, while the St. John's Primary are the defending girls champions. In cricket, the West Indies under-19 team's hopes of qualifying for the semi-finals of the ICC Under-19 World Cup took a major hit as they went down to Australia in a crucial Super 6 match earlier today. The Under-19 team put up a good effort with the bat, but came up short in the end. The West Indies were set 315 for victory. The Windies reached 292 for 9 in their 50 overs, with Zachary Carter getting 64 and Joshua Dawn 62. Joel Andrew added 44. The Windies lost by 22 runs. With the win, Australia has become the first team to qualify for the semi-finals with 8 points. The loss leaves the Windies in 4th place in the group on 4 points. The top 2 teams will qualify for the semi-finals. The West Indies will now need some extreme results to go in their way to qualify for the semi-finals. The Windies will now need South Africa to beat Sri Lanka by a huge margin, and also need Ireland to beat Afghanistan by a very huge margin as well. Meantime, West Indies under-19 captain Joshua Dawn says he was overall disappointed with today's results.
Well, I thought the start was a little unlucky, but then coming out the end of power play, we let them slip away a little bit, and we had to do a lot of work to pull them back. Yeah, the feeling once again, not the best feeling effort, to be honest, in terms of ground fueling. Probably gave away a bit too much runs in the field.
And how did you feel first half century in the World Cup? I know the result isn't what you wanted, but your personal knock.
Well, I thought it was a decent knock. Maybe probably would have felt better if it was in a winning cause. But, I think it's just about giving thanks and, just thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah, I can sense the disappointment. You just have to sit back now and wait and on others and see how they go. But just quickly on the World Cup and how you've enjoyed the leadership of it in your second Under-19 World Cup.
Well, I didn't think I did a bad job, to be honest. For my first time captaining in the World Cup. We'll probably like to get a little further in the tournament, but still probably the guys, how far we've come.
Well, that is West Indies under-19 captain Joshua Dawn. And we can tell you the match between Dominica and Belize. Dominica have gone behind. Belize have scored. They're 1-0 up. It's 26 minutes gone in that match. It is the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 qualifiers. National goalkeeper coach Courtney Challenger says despite the layoff from competitive football, his goalkeepers are showing good promise as the team continues to build for the CONCACAF friendly series in March. Challenger remains optimistic that the keepers will be ready for the competition and is hoping that they can win their individual battles to be the permanent #1 choice.
Well, so far I can say so good. The keepers are really trying their best, pushing very hard. One of the things I also like about them, they are encouraging one another. So that's a good sign.
All right, you would have had a chance to see them in the first scrimmage in a long time on the weekend. What are your thoughts on how things went down?
Well, things were good, but there's still room for a lot of improvement. As we say, well, it's just the first week, so they have plenty more training to do, which I think I will be. I'm so far already. I'm satisfied, but I think I'll be more satisfied as the training goes along.
All right, you said there's a lot of work to do. What are some of the areas that you'll probably want to touch on in the coming weeks?
Well, one of the things I want the goalkeepers to be very aggressive, especially around the 6 box. Even in the professional games, I see keepers staying back and allowing guys to come and head ball. But what I'm saying, if you are very aggressive in the 6-yard box, most of those balls you're supposed to go for them, especially when they come very high. If they come low, that's a different case. But when the ball comes high, I want them to be very aggressive with the ball. Anything high, above, penalty, 6-yard box, they go for it.
Of course, a few weeks again to go, and you want to touch on some things. But what are some of the positives that you've seen from them so far?
Yeah, I said the positive is that they are really pushing. They're trying their best, even if they feel that they will be selected. They put that beer in the back and they are trying really pushing as well. They're trying to show me what they can do, so I can at least have them on the team.
Well, that's national goalkeeper coach Courtney Challenger. USA cricketer Aaron Jones, who has had stints in the Caribbean Premier League and the Cricket West Indies regional tournament, has been suspended from all forms of cricket after being charged by the International Cricket Council, the ICC, with 5 breaches of the anti-corruption codes of Cricket West Indies and the ICC. The charges relate to Jones's participation in the Barbados T10 tournament in 2023. The charges are along the lines of allegations of match fixing related to the Barbados T10 tournament. Jones has also been charged with failing or refusing to cooperate with a reasonable investigation carried out by anti-corruption officials. These charges are part of a wider investigation which is likely to result in further charges being issued against other participants in due course. Jones has been provisionally suspended from all cricket with immediate effect and has 14 days to respond to the charges. A half century for Team Seifert as New Zealand put an end to their 3-match losing streak against India to pick up a consolation win in the 4th T20 on Wednesday. New Zealand batting first reached 215 for 7 in their 20 overs. Team Seifert made 62, Devon Conway 44 and Daryl Mitchell 39 not out. Ashdeep Singh took 2 for 33. India were bowled out for 165. Mitchell Santner took 3 for 26. New Zealand won by 50 runs. India, however, leads the 5-match series 3-1. We can tell you now quickly, before we wrap up this evening's sport report, Belize are up 2-0 on Dominica. We're at the 30-minute mark of this match in Nicaragua. It is the women's under-17 qualifiers, and Dominica are down 2-0. Just 30 minutes gone in that match. Of course, the Dominican team, they held their end in the opening stages of the match, but it's all the Belizean women now. They are leading 2-0 in this match. And that's how we end this evening's sport report. I've been the presenter of this evening's sport report, Arlen Christopher. Of course, Leila Langford brought you this evening's news. On behalf of our news and sports department, Arlen Christopher once again saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 28th day of January 2026. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Deaf announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We announce the death of Philip McDougall, better known as Kawe, age 59, of Church Lane, Goodwill. He died on Sunday, the 4th of January 2026 at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. He was the husband of Carol McDougall. He was the father of Ashma, Chenny, and Jackie McDougall. He was the son of Samuel McDougall. He will also be remembered by his grandchildren, Jordan, Javon, and Talia, residing in the U.S. Siblings, Vera, Gregory, and Mervyn McDougall, and Erickson Prevost. Nephews, Shaquille Seeley and Dorian. Niece, Nicola Prevost. Daughter-in-law, Leah Abraham in the United States. Sister-in-law, Cheryl in St. Martin. Brothers-in-law, Reynold, Chessie and Rollout Atidor and Lucian Anthony in the United Kingdoms, and many other members of his extended family. Family friend, Rolf in Denmark. His uncles, Mighty DBS, Chris and Walton McDougall in the United States and Antigua. Daphne in the United Kingdom. His cousins, Vincia, Nimrod, Jennifer, Ellie, Ken, Pashaz, Charlton and family in Dominica and Lystra. Michael, Eric, Peter Sango, Beverly, Valerie, Serena, Jessica, Georgina, Kimberly, Emergine, Louvain, Randolph and